listening to Spare Notes. My name is Jonah. I write about music and I write fiction. I talk to artists and folks in the music and literary industries about their creations, inspirations, evolutions, and communities. And I find out how they create and reflect on their art. From a guitar riff to a drum solo to the impactful sentence or paragraph in a fiction story or poetry, I want to see what and how artists think and formulate. I recently interviewed Thrin Vianale, founder and singer of the Florida-based band Winded, which is a beautiful, shoegazy, vibey, spacey band that I just love. We talked about music, stage fright, songwriting, accessing grief, and the healing process inside and outside of music, and so much more. Winded recently entered a music thing that is both a fundraiser for Global Citizen, which fights severe global poverty, and a music contest that would get their band in Rolling Stone magazine, a bunch of money to help them create more music, and a spot in the Central Park Global Citizen Festival in New York City in the summer. Winded is currently first in their group and in the top 20 and on their way to the top 15. So don't be shy, go slap on a vote. Check out all the links for listening and voting if you feel so compelled on their Instagram at im.winded on Instagram. Links in bio. Hope you guys enjoy the interview and see you on the other side. How are you doing today? And how are you feeling in general?
Thank you. That's a really nice first question. I think I'm feeling pretty good. Feeling pretty good. Yeah, it's been like a busy season of life, in a good way. And yeah, despite like the horrors, I'm feeling pretty good. Like,
Yeah, there are some horrors. I never thought of life having seasons, but I guess that makes sense. Like, does that have no timeline on it? It's just kind of existent through the modalities of what you experience.
yeah, that's a good way to describe it. Like I feel like, yeah, like maybe this this year began kind of feeling like it was just moving in like a really fast way and whatnot. And like just I've been trying to like move things forward, like even just like with Winded and whatnot, like writing a lot, like investing a lot of like time and energy into that process and really enjoying it. So yeah, I guess like I do think of it as like a season of that.
That's cool. Does it mix with any of the other seasons, like a mood change when it's summer? Does it augment it or take away a little bit?
Yeah, that's a really good point. Like I have noticed that like well, I live in Florida. All of us in the band like live in Florida and like I feel
Mhm.
when like daylight savings is over or whatever the sun stays out later, like, it I feel better, like more creative, like it's easier to kind of like um connect with creativity. So yeah, I guess that is correlated.
That's cool. Do you want to tell me about your band Winded? Of course, I'm already a fan. How would you describe Winded, or is there like an essence that you could define it as if you were to do that?
Thank you. Yeah, no, that's a great question. Well, Winded started as a solo project. So it was just me recording in my dorm room at Florida State University in like 2016. Um, and then it kind of expanded into a full band in like 2018 when my friend's band Man Moth, Patrick, Carl, and Grayson, they were like, why don't we just back you? Like, why don't we just, make this a full thing? And
Hmm.
um, that was a wonderful time, like creating, like kind of rendering the songs in a full band way and getting to play music with my friends like that for the first time. So that was like super exciting. We moved to New York together in 2018, and then we played a bunch of shows up there, like met a bunch
Hmm.
of people that I'm still close with, which is wonderful. And like it's always bounced around, I guess. Like,
Yeah.
moved back to Florida 2019, moved back up there at some point, came back down here. Like it's been a lot of like back and forth, but now there is a different like lineup of members playing.
Oh, really?
But yeah. It's like it's friends from down here in South Florida. I'm in Miami. They all live up in like Broward, which is close to it's like a county close by. But it's I love seeing it change too. Like I love like when, if like new folks are playing in Winded, like the sound changes and like the energy changes and that's always fun to see.
That's pretty awesome. Yeah, and I saw that you had lived like in Brooklyn and then also like a little bit of a stint in upstate New York too.
Yeah. During the pandemic, like I lived upstate, which was like, I think anyone who lived in New York during COVID, it was, or do you live in New York yourself or?
I'm in Philly now, but I lived in Syracuse during
Oh,
COVID, like 2019 to 2023. I lived in Syracuse.
I was in Troy,
Okay.
like close to Albany.
hmm Good music scene there, right?
Yeah, really great bands, really great bands in that area. Definitely like a really like supportive community. And I
That's
feel like,
awesome.
yeah, like really kind folks. But yeah, so what's the word? Yeah, living up there, that was when I recorded like the last full length. And like that was something that like, even though it's like during the pandemic, like again, like in New York and like I'm sure in Philly as well, it was in that winter, like the first winter, it was pretty like psychologically testing, I guess, for
Mm,
me. It's like because I hadn't really experienced one like a winter that was like that severe, and also like the aspect of like social distancing, which is very important. But it was kind of like a combination of both, where it was challenging.
yeah, I guess you didn't, because you're from Florida, born and raised pretty much, right?
Yeah.
So being up there during a time when it's cold and lonely and kind of shallow outside, like that can't
Mhm.
be, and you can't go anywhere. That's gotta be weird.
hmm Yeah, and like I know we were all in the same boat, and I do think that like that time, and really like any period of time where I feel like I've personally had to just like hunker down and, you know, make peace with like whatever situation, like that is a time where I feel like I've one like learned a lot about myself and been able to be creative in different ways and like try different things. So there were definitely, positive things that came out of that.
Do you think being in all these different places in certain times has like affected the evolution of Winded and how you write your songs?
I think so. I do think so because like I think that the music really was like a product of its environment in different spaces. Like for instance, like I feel like the songs that I was writing when it was winter and like upstate New York and like dark at 4 p.m. were much more like, I guess like intense emotionally and kind of more on the moody, more like depressive side.
Mm-hmm.
And then like coming back here, like those undertones are still always there because I feel like Winded is also just like that's where I process my emotions. Like this band is like just like a receptacle for me processing my myself, my life, I guess. But yeah, but coming down here, I've noticed like the songs are a little more like upbeat and like fun. So yeah.
What's like Florida kind of mean to you? Is it like really important? Like you've left but you've come back multiple times and you're there now. So like is it like the community there and maybe the music community are those things that you kind of like value and want to keep for a little while that you see in the future?
Yeah, I really do. I really do. And like Florida is a very strange place for so many reasons. And like, but it's like politically, like and all that, it's definitely, I don't feel aligned with like the values of Florida politics by any means. Like, but I do feel like 9 times out of 10, like the communities and like the mutual aid and the like sense of kind of like shared responsibility of taking care of each other that occurs in places like this, like is just unparalleled. Like there's just people here that do such great organizing and just friends that I've had here that I feel like have, maintained relationships with for a really long time and that are just really special people like Nick from Winded, for instance. He plays guitar. Like I've known him since we were in high school, and
Mm.
like so it's things like that where it's relationships that I feel like have stayed strong for a really long time and that I'm grateful for. And so it's hard to say goodbye to that. It really
Mm.
is.
And that's a music community and outside of the music community, I'm guessing too, like that you have that bond with in Florida.
Mhm. Yeah, like in the music community, definitely. Like a lot of the folks that I played shows with when I was living down here and in Tallahassee too. A lot of the people that I spent time with are like still here, still touring through here, so I feel like, yeah, that's a big part of it for sure.
And a kind of random question, because I was like looking, you've been in Boca Raton,
Mhm.
Tallahassee, and then what's south? Miami. You're in Miami now, right?
I'm in Miami now. Yeah, that's right.
I was looking at the map from like Miami all the way to Boca Raton, and it's like there's no break in streets or nature. It's all like just roads, roads, roads. Is it?
Yeah.
That's kind of weird.
Yeah, I'm glad that you brought that up because that is something that I've had to be very intentional with down here is like when you like seeking out natural spaces that, you know, are just like that was one thing about like living upstate that I really enjoyed was being close to like really beautiful nature and things like that. But down here it's like we have the beach, which is beautiful. I do love the beach and like that is still like a great natural space, but in terms of like parks, whatnot. There are lots of really great ones, but you do have to like kind of go out of your way a little bit more.
Okay. How long have you lived in Miami, and did you live there before the stint?
Yeah, I've never lived here before, ever. I went to shows here when I was like in high school and whatnot. But I moved down here in August, like for work and whatnot. And it's been wonderful to like get to know the community here and like be a part of the music community here as well. It's been amazing.
I always imagine Miami as like the club scene, like lots of electronic music and dancing, and I imagine lots of white lace pants and skirts and all that stuff. And I imagine a lot of sweating, maybe more sweating than other Florida cities.
Oh yeah, definitely. No, I was definitely like just walking home to meet you here, like I was definitely sweating, just period. But yeah, no, it's like yeah, like electronic music and like nightlife here is definitely huge. And like I haven't really experienced that before. Like for instance, we played this festival called Three Points last year
Hmm.
and the year before, which was a blast. And but I've never really been like in a like to a show like that like in any way shape or form, so it was cool. Like I don't know if you've ever heard of Horse Girl. uh,
Yeah, I think I like Horse Girl if I remember correctly. I'm sure if I hear a song, I'll be like, oh yeah.
yeah, shout out to Horse Girl, just saying that was like the best performance I've ever seen in
Oh,
my life.
okay.
She is an icon, and like that was kind of like my first experience seeing like a DJ show like that, like besides like something esoteric. Like I saw Tim Hecker down here, which was amazing, but that's not like an electronic rave kind of thing, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it seems weird. It's kind of odd. It seems like lately a lot more like electronic music has been just we were being culturalized naturally to like more electronic music. Like a few weeks ago, I found myself listening to this list and I was just like, this is good. I love this. But 10 years ago, I would have been like, nah, it's not for me. But
Yeah,
I wonder what's happening. That's like it's connecting more these days with everyone.
that's a good question. And like I've been wondering that myself because even just like looking through like songs that I've like recently listened to, like I feel like it ping pongs around a lot, but like I got really into like Charlie XCX and
Mm,
like just like pop icons like that and whatnot, which isn't like, I mean, I feel like some of her stuff is like electronic, but a part of me is curious if it has anything to do with like the frequencies in those songs, like if it's like our brains are kind of like responding to like certain like frequencies that are like I like this, like I don't know how to explain.
yeah, maybe because we're exposed to so much media now, like at our fingertips all the time. Everything's just moving fast, fast, fast. So like
Yeah,
maybe some weird relation to the pace of that. I don't know. It's weird. It's kind of surprising to me.
it is surprising, and like I think that it's fun too. Like a lot of it's very fun, and like
Yeah.
I enjoy that about it. On the So I'm like, we're working on recording some songs now, or like kind of pre-production stuff. But one of the songs is a pop song, like just a straight up like electronic pop song. Just
Really?
yeah, just because I was like, who cares? Like just
Oh, that makes me want to ask you a question about write a song a day in November 24 on your Insta. There are clips on day 9 and day 15 where you play this like boss-like keyboard with dozens of black knobs, and there's some pretty interesting and different sounds coming out of that I'm not sure if I've heard in Winded before. Well, some of those sounds, like, is that kind of related to some of the sounds that you're messing with on this new record, LP3?
yeah, thank you for being so like so detailed with your research. That's amazing. Um, but yeah, so that's something that we're definitely going to incorporate, I think, into the next LP. Like how heavily or not heavily, I'm not sure yet, but definitely like I think it's been interesting for all of us to like learn about different instruments, like learn about synths and just like the kind of unlimited
Oh,
combinations of like sounds you can get. I had the like very high pleasure of doing a like ambient night with my bandmate James. So
cool.
he has his own project that is like ambient music, and like we did one together where I like played the synth for the first time, and
Is
like
ambient night like a night he has or like a band he has?
Ambient Night was just it's an event that a few different folks put on down here of like
Aha.
different artists, and like we'd never done it before, but we just kind of like showed up, like plugged some stuff in, like made some sounds. Like there was like an unbearable analog hiss the whole time, but other than that,
Oof.
it was super fun.
That's cool. So you're like like your Miami time sounds like some good exploration of like what your music is becoming or evolving to. That sounds kind of fun.
Yeah, thank
You have a
you.
playground.
Yeah, it's been really cool to like just, try different things. And like there's so many bands down here too that like are, just super inspiring and like trying different, like, just different types of music and like different styles of like just even like expressing yourself on stage that I think is like super inspiring. So it's been really fun.
Oh, I noticed one thing that was interesting to me on the 30 songs a day in November and 24. You didn't sing in any of them. Was there a reason why you didn't sing? Or maybe there's one or two, but most of them there definitely wasn't any singing.
Yeah, I think I just didn't have enough damn time to sit there and like try and come up with words or like try and
Hmm.
come up with a melody. So I didn't sing, I think just like in the interest of time, because that's sometimes like the part that I overthink the most. So it was probably just in the interest of like I just need to try and do this because if I don't, like it's not gonna happen.
You're trying to keep the discipline.
Yeah,
That's
just
cool.
like yeah. hmm But that's a
Um,
good question. Yeah, I wish I had now because I'm still like, I don't know yet with some of
yeah.
these songs.
Oh yeah. How many? You got a decent amount of songs for LP3? Is it where is it at in the pantheon of being finished or worked on?
Yeah, it's like 10 or 11 songs, and I'm demoing them with a friend of mine, like just to, kind of have the lock in the sounds that we want. And then we're gonna hopefully head to the studio here, Sound Artillery Studio with Jonathan Nunez. Um, in I'm hoping like August, July. We'll see. Like soon, hopefully.
I forgot what that term means exactly. Like demoing them with your friend. Like what does that exactly mean?
Yeah, this is like the first time I've really done anything like this. Like I've
For
usually kind of gone in like knowing how to play the song, but just like going straight to recording. But what I've enjoyed about this process of demoing, which is really just like making like kind of making like a raw blueprint of the song, like a recording, and locking in like what kind of guitar sounds you might be looking for and like the different components of the song, and making like a pretty, decent sounding recording of it. So then when you actually go to record it, you feel comfortable playing it because we're going to track it all live. That's the way that we did it last time we recorded with Jonathan. So you want to like know the beats per minute pretty well. Like you want to know like what you're kind of trying to accomplish, I guess.
So the songs will you'll already kind of know them and they'll be like 80%, at least 80% kind of like what they'll be.
Yeah, like yeah, I would say like as close as like it could be is kind of the goal, like as close as like to what it would want to actually sound like as possible. But also it's like I feel like being spontaneous is nice too. Like, it's not like nothing has to be set in stone. But yeah.
That's cool. Well, sounds like fun. Sounds like you're having like a good adventure on this LP3. It's going to be interesting to see how it evolves to the finish line.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Do you want to tell me about Global Citizen and America's top hitmaker? What's going on? What have you gotten yourself into?
What is going on and what have I gotten myself into, and thereby all of us? So I'm gonna be honest, I signed up to be a part of this, like kind of on a whim. I kind of forgot that I did it. And then when I got an email saying like you've joined this and that, I was like, oh wow, okay, cool. Well, I guess I better promote this. And it's been interesting. Like, I think that what I like about it, like all jokes aside, is
Sure.
that like that it is, you know, um a festival and like a group of folks that are like oriented towards community outreach and social justice, and like that they work with so many different social justice organizations, and like that it has, a nonprofit attached to it. So
hmm
that's something that we're all super super passionate about. And yeah, but it was kind of just like, yeah, let's see, why not? Like
Yeah, so can you give me a breakdown of like how the contests work? Because I think, yeah, this will be out before top 20 is passed, I think. So like what is the how does the contest work exactly?
Yeah, so it kind of goes in like different tiers. So I guess like we made it through the first tier, and there are four more, I think, where it just kind of narrows down by category, different like the different bands from different categories. I actually don't know what category we're in, but it does because it doesn't say, but I'm like, all right, I'm assuming it's, bands with guitars and drums. But yeah, so then it just kind of narrows down, and then I guess like in the end, I don't know if it's two, like one versus one or something, but like I don't know if we have to like have like a cage match like somewhere or something, but like we'll see.
Yeah, I noticed that I couldn't like find any other bands on there. I could just like I you put the post up and I can only find like your band, so I don't know. And maybe they keep it separate like that for a reason, because it's like if you do a certain amount of money, you get a certain amount of votes, but then part of that money goes to like Global Citizen uh, to fight hunger or something like that. Is that what they're doing?
Yeah, it's for like it's for fighting hunger internationally, and then also like when I went on their website, they're partnered with a whole bunch of different like social justice organizations. There's like hundreds of them, so I'm not even going to try to list them. So it seems like they share that with a lot of different communities, organizations, which I think is awesome.
Yeah.
And yeah, so it's like, even though it's like, the idea of paying for votes at first, like I didn't know that until we
Yeah.
started, and I was like, oh no,
Yeah. Yeah.
did I just like sign us up for a pyramid scheme? Like, what is this? I was like, what
Uh-huh.
is this crap? And then I was like, oh, okay, wait, no, it seems like it goes to a good cause, and that's great. So
It seems like everyone's kind of like, you get to have your band contribute to the cause at the same time, like give Global Citizen a little bit of uplift, and then plus like people get to like try to push you guys and also donate to the cause. So it's like all
mhm.
intricate. It's all connected.
Yeah, yeah, I think so. That seems like it's their goal, which I think is a great goal. And, glad to be a part of it. We'll see where it takes us. Like, we'll see. Like, I don't even like have words. It's more just like we're gonna freaking see.
Okay, I won't
But
like because I was like, oh well, what will you do with the money if you win? Because that's like a good chunk of money. But you don't have to answer that.
we're all going to Red Lobster. No, I'm kidding. We're gonna Well, I mean, like we definitely would use it to work on the next record that we're doing, which like I really hope doesn't cost $50,000, but like I guess you never know. Like,
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean it would definitely go towards the band and just like, being able to continue to do this. And yeah, so, but it's the word. I'm like, don't count your chickens or something like
Right.
that. Also, I'm
Right.
like,
Let's just see what happens. The money
yeah,
is not real. We've not won anything yet. It's like it's all
exactly.
right.
That would be like a huge honor for sure.
um, I'm going to switch gears.
Of course.
So healing seems to come up in multiple conversations you've had in other interviews, and I'm just curious because I mean maybe let's I think earlier when we were talking you were talking about how music you get things out, but what is like the significance of healing to you, and what kind of relationship do you think humans have with it in society overall? Like, do we need to fix ourselves a little bit more? Or...
Oh, that's a great question. That's a great question. I'll start by answering like the first part, which is just about like, healing through like the music itself. Like, Winded really started as a project to process grief. Like I lost my best friend
I read
when,
about that.
yeah, like yeah, when she was 20. I was 21. And it
Sorry.
just, thank you. I appreciate it. I do appreciate that. And like, if you've lost anyone close, I'm definitely in solidarity with you. And the band, like writing music and like getting to explore that creatively was really helpful. And that's really what like this next record is like about too, is actually really like digging completely into like grief. Like I've become like extremely fascinated with grief as a topic in general. And
Really?
like, yeah, like, and just, I feel like that was my biggest fear. It's like, excuse me, it's like when your biggest fear comes true and when something like that happens, like someone passes away suddenly, it changed my worldview completely. And
Yeah.
like that's how it works. It's like, I think that's something that kind of everybody experiences. And like to answer the second part of the question of like how do we as like a society kind of like deal with healing, like unfortunately I feel like a lot of people have to kind of feel like they have to figure their stuff out like in the shadows. Like I don't really feel like we are able to, like as a society, like collectively feel open to like, to co-process things as
Sure.
much. Like, like I think that healing, I'm seeing different dialogues about it now. Like I feel like, it's more like socially acceptable to like uh, take time off for your mental health, or to, take psychiatric medication, things like
Yeah.
that. Like, and I work in mental health as well. Um, so my perspective has, changed in a lot of ways, I guess, just because, talking to people about these things like from a different perspective. But yeah, like music has always been like a big part of the healing process for me, for sure. And like, I'm sure it always will be.
Does this LP include like the grief of losing your friend, but also other things? And then were you not able to, do you think like you're at a place in life where you've grown and it's been many years, like to where like you kind of scratched the surface at that grief? Like, in the earlier records, like when you're first making records for Winded, and now you feel like you have more access to like express like it more specifically now?
Yeah, I do. I do feel like I have more access to it for sure. And like, and I think that this record is really like being more direct about it,
Mm,
like rather than kind of like metaphorical. And like, and I think that being able, like you said, like to access it came with like one, like just time, and also like I don't drink anymore, and
mm,
like, you know, I've like examined my close relationships, my friendships, my
mm,
family relationships, like, but it really is about like grief in so many different ways too, like not just that particular loss, but I feel like that particular loss like changed my view of everything so much that it kind of forced me to look at grief differently too, as like something else. Yeah.
mm. That's beautiful. Did you ever listen to Phil Alvarez's album that he wrote after his wife passed?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man. I remember specifically the part about him deciding or figuring out how he was going to throw away his, his wife's toothbrush or
Mm,
like,
mm,
and like, and I think that that's something that was like, man, I mean, I remember hearing that and that hit me like a ton of bricks.
mm.
And it was, but it's so true. You know what I mean? It's like grief is something that you're it's like a relationship you have with yourself because that person has gone, but it's something that you are not doing to yourself like in a bad way, but it's like it's completely internal. So like that internal struggle that he describes in that record is incredible.
And very plainly, even
Yes.
say, and on that record, he's just like, and I went to the room or something like that, right?
Yeah, yeah, it's very like kind of stream of consciousness and like kind of just pretty direct, yeah, like self-explanatory, and I love that, and it's so impactful, so good.
Hmm.
It's
Hmm.
so good. Yeah. I'm glad
Man,
you brought it up. I kind of hadn't thought about that in a while.
yeah, that's and I interviewed Tunic like a month ago, David Schellenberg of Tunic,
Mhm.
and his album was definitely about grief, and it was very straightforward, except more hardcore noise rock.
Oh
And
wow.
yeah, I don't know. It was about his wife's miscarriage, but
Mm.
there's this really interesting line that I still don't forget in one of the last songs on the album, and it's like, and he said like, it's not my body, but it's still my pain,
Mm.
and I'm just like, oh my God,
Wow.
like that's so powerful.
It is. It is. And I definitely commend him for confronting that musically. Like, I can't even imagine pain.
Yeah, yeah, it's so kudos to you for, tackling that grief more head on in this record coming up.
Thanks. Thank
Yeah.
you. Yeah, it's
Um,
nice to kind of work on that too. So
mhm,
thanks.
mm. Me too. I have some things to work on too, of course.
Yeah, yeah, we all do. Like, and it's like grief is like not to keep harping on this one topic, but like I think grief is like one of the most universal human experiences, and yet
Yeah.
like nobody really talks about it that much, like out in the open. Like I don't, at least not in my life, like as much as
Yeah.
so it's like I find that odd that it's like no one is exempt from it. Like if you are around other people, you're going to experience grief or at least loss, and yet it's like this totally like taboo topic. So
Yeah, and there's one more interesting line that I wanted to bring up. It's from do you know Truth Club at
I
all?
don't know Truth Club.
There's this really interesting line that they have. It says something about it cuts like a knife. It cuts like a knife. I'm glad like my delusions are gone.
Mhm.
It's kind of like just like being open to like that hurt.
Yeah, yeah, like being open, yeah, just like the delusions I think is like a really interesting way to describe that too, where it's like it's something you kind of like can't escape. Like it's one of those like very few things in life that I mean, maybe it's not completely black and white, like because it's like, maybe there is, people, I think energy can't be matter can't be created or destroyed, like energy can't be created or destroyed. Like I think that those people are still like people that you lost. It's like energetically you can still interact with them.
Mm.
But yeah, but it's like it's the finality of their form in the body, which is what we relate to. So yeah.
Oh, that's funny. That I feel like how you're describing things kind of leads into my next question.
Awesome.
So you have a degree in literature and philosophy, that's undergrad, right? And then a master's in social work. Um,
Oh yeah.
what have you been reading lately, kind of? And then how do you think those degrees shaped who you are today? Because just now I heard a little bit of philosophy coming out, and
Yeah.
yeah, so like, yeah, how have those things shaped who you are today, do you think?
Wow. Yeah. Thank you. That's a great question. Oh my gosh. Well, I gotta be honest, I have not really been reading much lately.
That's all right.
I should be reading more. I've been reading the DSM-5 to study for my exam.
Oh
So
yeah,
yeah, I've
that's
been
intense.
yeah, yeah. It's a big book and I have lots of qualms with it, but yeah, I've been
I was gonna ask. I was like, because science gets weird when it gets like really didactic and like specific, even though it's useful.
it's useful because I think that like in the medical community, it's like we need to categorize things in order to like to treat them, to distinguish them from one thing to another. But that's about it. Like, it's
Mm,
like I don't really feel like it's useful in the sense of like maybe I don't know. It's really just like I work with a lot of people where it's like the obsession or like the fixation on like what's the diagnosis, like is it bipolar, is it this, is it that. It's like bottom line, it's like if you're having an experience of something, it's like we're gonna just try lots of different things. It's like just being open. Like I feel like it can like constrict your view of like what is available to you or what might work or what might not. It's like you're
right.
yeah. So I try to look at it a lot more like holistically. Like it's not, yeah. Anyway, I don't know if I answered your question. I'm sorry.
I don't think so, but I think that's okay. What's the last book you read, or like fiction or outside of school, nonfiction?
Oh my God. I'm like looking at the books over here to like try and drum up something because I have not read much, honestly. I actually read a graphic novel,
Oh, sweet.
it's by Gerard Way. It's The True Lives of the Fabulous
MCR.
Boys. Yeah,
Nice.
yeah. I love that book so much. It's like
Nice.
it's I reread it recently. But yeah, it's a graphic novel about like a bunch of kind of like this like ragtag group of like kind of like superheroes that are fighting like what is essentially like corporate America and like brainwashing, and they dismantle the system, and it's just it's great.
I mean, I love a good graphic novel in between looking at a lot of words on the page. It's like a really nice relief. I think it's been like a year or two since I've read a graphic novel, but the last one I read was Why the Last Man, which was pretty
Okay,
fun.
I'll have to check it
Um,
out.
yeah, it's interesting. It's the same person who did. I'm gonna mess this up. Uh, I forgot the name of the comic book. I'm gonna have to like message it to you when I remember.
Please
Um,
do. I would love that. I really enjoy like comic books and like graphic novels and things like that. I have a tattoo of V for Vendetta, like
oh,
Alan Moore.
sweet. Oh,
Um,
wow.
I'm very into like, all of that. But also to answer your question of like the studying English and studying philosophy, like I
Yeah.
think, yeah, like specifically like philosophy, like while it's definitely not, at least like unless you stick with it and like really go through it, like you're probably, it's not like the most practical thing to study, I guess, but it's like, but it definitely like it taught me the just to never make any kind of assumption about anybody or anything at any time.
Mm.
Like you don't really know anything. I know like I feel like that sounds kind of like maybe an over generalization, but it's like I think it's helped me now as a social worker and like doing counseling to really like it just drilled it into my mind that it's like no matter what you think this person is thinking, no matter what you think like might be the case of something, it's like you really do not know, and like you just never assume anything about anybody. Yeah.
That's cool because as humans, it's hard not to clock people like in the terms of like, guessing what they're thinking, feeling, what they're gonna do. Like it's hard not to think about all those things, and so that's cool that it helped you kind of like step back and sounds like it created like a certain kind of patience.
Mhm. Yeah, it definitely did. It definitely did. Like I feel like that really stuck with me, and then also just like in general just being open to like open to the mystery of life. Like I think that dealing with uncertainty is something that like tolerating uncertainty is something that's really challenging for everybody. Like
Yeah,
being in like a liminal space in life where you're not sure what's going to happen next, and like for some reason like philosophy helped me with that because it's like just like talking about like the laws of the universe and like talking like, these like like I don't know, it just kind of expanded my brain to be like, you have no control, you know nothing, no, right, I don't, and that's okay. Yeah.
That's that's really awesome. I have a couple more like music questions. Oh, I saw you're playing Fest coming up.
Yes.
Have you all
So
played Fest before?
yeah, we have. Excuse me, I played it solo. I don't remember what year this was. I want to say it was 2017. And then we played as a two-piece the next year, and then COVID, and then I moved, and then we played last year, which was super fun.
Oh, sweet.
And yeah, really, it was so much fun, and I'm really excited to play this year too. It's gonna be awesome.
I think I went in 22 or 23.
Oh wow, really
Yeah,
nice.
yeah. It was fun. I think one of my favorite performances was probably I saw Cursive. I was right up front, and that was pretty tight.
Yes, I was there too. That was so good.
Oh, you were there?
I was all the way in the back. Like I
Oh
was
yeah.
like watching from the up top of the steps, but man, that was a great show.
Yeah, Tim, is it Casher? You say it's Casher, right? I think.
Mm. I'm not sure, but I'm not like a huge cursive like I don't know so much about them, but I do like their songs. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
Big
because
fan.
he always does like really grandiose like arm gestures.
Yeah, he's like a great performer. Like he's so entertaining to watch. Like yeah, that was a great show.
Oh yeah, there's one there's so I have two questions left. One I forgot to put on my list, but I wanted to ask you like what's your relationship to performing live and like what that's like for you and what the evolution of like beginning playing to now.
Yeah. Oh man, I still get really bad stage fright. Like I still get
Yeah.
like pretty nervous.
Hmm.
And it's like it's not bad. It's not a bad feeling. It's like I think it's because I'm like excited. Um, but I feel like it's always been this way. And like I don't know if anyone's listening to this, like give me advice if you like. But like I feel like I kind of mentally like black out like the entire
Whoa.
time without the use of any sort of substances to produce that feeling.
Like
Like
on stage?
I just like I'm thinking of something completely different or something, and then it's over, and I'm like, did we play? Like I don't know what to like I guess it's called disassociation, but like I think that I might disassociate a little bit.
Sure.
And like I think that but I enjoy it. That's like a long way of saying like it's so much fun and like it's you know, it's always like a little bit different. But yeah, I definitely like something I'm working on and even just like with this record is like not being afraid to like be perceived, you know what I mean? Like just like being more vulnerable, like
Yeah.
and I've really enjoyed the times that I was more vulnerable when we were performing. Like if we were talking about something that was, something we cared about, something others might relate to. Like I always was like glad after I did that. So I think that's like I'm working on feeling more comfortable performing because I do love it.
What do you love about it?
It's just like it's a thrill for sure. Like it's like a thrill to like be loud too. Like we've gotten a lot louder. Like we're like experimenting a lot more with just like, you know, playing heavier and like using like even just like using different pedals and like yeah, and just that's really cool. Like getting to hear like the fullness of it and um just getting to play with other bands, like getting to know other people too, like that's a blast. So yeah.
I have like two anecdotes, like musician anecdotes. Like I used to play out a lot, and I drum. I
Oh
don't
no
play
way.
out anymore. It was when I lived in LA. I was like for a long time. I was playing a lot of
Oh,
shows.
shit. What bands did you play in?
I played in two bands. Like you probably never heard of them. One was called the Moads. It's kind of like rock, soul, blues, punk. How I describe what we played is like you can kind of twist and shout, but you could also shove. And then I played in a band called No State, which was kind of like a little post-hardcore, more punk rock, like hot water music style.
Oh, that's
Which
awesome.
yeah, and that band, like I felt like playing live shows, like I definitely reached a catharsis.
Yeah.
Um, but it never like went away during some shows. Like I'd get more nervous, Then
Uh-huh.
other shows, some shows I just didn't get nervous, but I noticed that, and this is definitely me, I don't know if that this other people, but certain people, like if they talked to me and they wanted to tell me a lot of things before a show, it would
Mm-hmm.
just get me, it would make me the anxiety like rise like really fast. And I
Yeah.
think like green rooms are good for probably that, but not everyone always has a green room because sometimes you're like having all those other thoughts. For me,
Yeah.
it made me more anxiety. And I met, I know someone who's like had some they've been getting like more anxious like as time goes on and want to talk to people like less.
Mhm.
Yeah, so it seems like there's a lot of different varieties of anxiety before shows.
100%, 100%. And like, and it's interesting. I think it just changes throughout time. Like I think there's like I said, there's like seasons of this and that. There's like seasons of like getting on the stage or like before the show where you're just like, man, this feels really weird. Like
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah.
Um, but I also think it's like, you don't feel that way. Like nobody feels that way unless you care. Like you feel anxious and nervous because like you care about like how you want to play. Like you
Mm,
care, the people who are there to see you and like you want to do a good job or and then there's also just like there's, genuine like social anxiety, but like there's, I don't know.
I
Yeah.
love that attachment you gave that sensation. It's like kind of identifying, helping yourself understand why you have that anxiety. That's cool to make that more clear. Thanks for that.
Of course. No, of course. Yeah. I always, yeah, I try to look at things that way, like getting to, and again, I think that goes back to like the philosophy stuff where it's like kind of getting underneath this stuff of like what's the underlying belief that you
Yeah,
have. And it's like that can be helpful to, yeah, sort of.
cool. All right,
Okay.
last question. It's kind of random, but I really want to know what are some of your thoughts on Bob Nana's music?
I cannot believe you just asked that question.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, wow. I'm a huge Bob Nana fan.
yeah,
Yeah. Oh
yeah.
my
Me
gosh.
too.
Oh, that's great. That's
Yeah.
amazing. No, I was just listening to Braid like within like the last month and like I feel like he has such like his songs make no sense at all. Like the lyrics make no sense, like the cadence of the song makes no sense. Like like and it's like it's too much for like the mind to comprehend. Like if you're really like listening to it, at least like in my opinion,
I haven't thought about that.
it's like they're changing time signatures and then he's like just saying shit. Like he's just saying wild
Just saying
random
random shit.
he's just saying random shit and like and then like and like the older stuff. I like that it's such a range. Like
Like
the old
movies for music.
yeah, yeah. Like I only just recently listened to that for the first time and
They
like
really say some random shit on that one.
they say some seriously random
And the
stuff.
songs are just like all over. Like, I mean, but amazing.
Yeah, and it's just like it's so like prolific. Like there's so many songs like that at least I think that's the record where there's like 20 or 30 songs on it or
Yep,
something.
yep.
Or like it's
Volume
just
one and two, yep.
yeah. And I like that about him is like he at least he strikes me as, a creative person that really like just is just puts stuff out there that doesn't overthink things so much. Maybe he does, I don't know. But like I don't know, it's he'll have to answer that for himself, I guess.
Are you a frame and canvas person or just like whatever he makes or
I am a huge Hey Mercedes fan.
oh yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huge Hey Mercedes fan. I think
Hell
the
yeah.
record's called Every Night Fireworks.
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah, just like man, I love those songs. I got to see them play at I think it was like the Wrecking Ball Music Festival, which is
Mm,
now no longer, but it was up in Georgia. But yeah, Hey Mercedes played and it was like mind blowing. It was just so cool.
that's awesome. Yeah, I love that record and yeah, I love me some Braid. I don't know. I think there's something I've been trying to figure this out. I think that they're just like so raw. Like
Yeah, they're
Hey
so
Mercedes, a little bit more polished, but there's still like a very prominent rawness to like Bob Nana's music. I think that tastes good
yeah, there is. Yeah, I was curious. Yeah, have you been like a Braid fan for a long time or just like a fan of his music for a long time?
for a long time. For a long time, I had a buddy like when I used to work at Jimmy John's many years ago.
Nice.
he played all this stuff for me. He played like Braid and Modest Mouse and At the Drive-In and all this stuff. And but the way he was so passionate about all the music, I was just like, yeah, this is awesome. And
Yeah,
then
yeah.
like kind of like he I became like a branch of his music tree, you know? Like
Yeah, I love that. I love hearing about people's like kind of gateway friend into like those songs or like into just like music that they now love. That's really, really cool. Yeah,
yeah.
love that. But yeah, no, I mean, Bob Nanda is amazing. Like I think they just like as a musician, as like a songwriter, just really, really so talented. And I was freaking out because like the first time I played Fest, like it was like a small venue called the CMC, I think.
Uh-huh.
And I played like right before him doing a
Oh,
solo set, and
oh,
I think he was watching when I was performing.
oh.
And I'm not saying this to like sound like braggadocious in any way. I was more just like I was freaking out.
Yeah.
It's like I can't believe that this person is in this room right now. Like I was just like
Yeah.
panic.
I've actually had like multiple moments like encountering him. One was at Fest when I went in like 2022,
Oh my
and
God.
one was at like a long time ago, like mid 2000s. I went to a Braid show, and like he was like coming out, and it was just like me and him in the room, and then I was just like hi, and I didn't know what to say. And I it just and then like that was it, and I was like all right bye, like I just like completely froze. And
Yeah, yeah,
then
yeah.
when I was at Fest, I kept being like near him and this other person. I ran into him at a coffee shop. He didn't know me, but then he probably recognized that we like kept running into each other in like really random places and random stages. And it was so weird. I was like, I swear I'm not like following you, man.
Yeah, like this is don't like yeah, the like this is a coincidence. That's so funny. Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's like that feeling. I don't know. It's like I haven't had that. I don't really get like that starstruck feeling too often,
yeah.
but it's like because like we're all just people, like, at the end of the day. But like I do remember like, yeah, like that one show being like, oh shit, like that's the dude, like that's the great guy, like no way. Yeah. And I like had an absolute like meltdown when I saw Laura Jane Grace walking down the street at Fest.
Oh,
She was with like kind of like her team. And I
oh
just was like,
man.
oh, I love you. Like I just I was like, oh my God, you're amazing.
I love that. Um, well, thanks for doing the interview, and I appreciate you taking the time.
Yeah, thank you for having me. Thank you so much. This was so much fun. And thank you for such like thoughtful questions too. Like I feel very, very seen. Thank you.